You write a blog, a good one, I thought, about that gives the pros and cons from a Lakers perspective of why a shortened season would be good and why it would be bad. And to set it up for you, as you point out in the blog, they got a brand new coach, Mike Brown. Okay, they also have motivation because of the way their season ended. They also have guys who could use the rest. So there's a lot of things pointing to the shortened season would benefit them. But one of the interesting things I thought you pointed out is that with a new coach, in your opinion, it won't be good for them because it'll start out great, but then all of a sudden about 10 or 15, 20 games in, whatever it is, they'll be like, wait a minute, we have a new system, and they're going to experience some kinks about that. It's an interesting dynamic for a team like the Lakers to think about this, isn't it?
Yeah, and especially the fact that, I mean, we were talking about the schedule that we may not see, but on paper, the schedule benefits them from the beginning because it's very home-heavy. You know, the opponents aren't that hard, and that's somewhat typical for the Lakers to start a lot of games at home because they typically go on a prolonged road trip in February because the Grammys kick everyone, even the Lakers, out of Staples Center. So in terms of just momentum and all that, that would definitely help them just get the ball rolling. But I think in years past and even this year, the Lakers can't fall into that sense of false security because they are going to get into that rough patch. Now, presuming the likelihood that this is going to be a shortened schedule, I think it's going to be actually harder for the Lakers because, yeah, they have the motivation, yeah, they have the rest, but presuming there's that shortened schedule, they're going to be clumping all those games together in a short amount of time, and all the while they're trying to learn this new system.
You also wrote in your article about Kobe's knee and his situation and some trend-setting platelet surgery. What's the deal with that?
Yeah, my colleague Mike Bresnahan and Brad Turner, they reported it was about a month or so ago that he wound up having that procedure in Germany. We're still, to this day, trying to find out more details to that. You know, as everyone well knows, Kobe's fairly tight-lipped about things that he does regarding, you know, his injuries and all that. So as far as the exact things that went into that decision, we can't quite say. But, you know, I think it's obviously a sign that Kobe's very concerned about his knee. It's something that he's had to manage the past few years, and he even sat out of most practices last season because Phil and Kobe wanted to make sure that his body was as ready and healthy as it could be during the regular season and the postseason. Right. So obviously, even though we're still in the process of getting more details as far as what went down with this procedure and what the decision-making you know, went into it, it's not a leap of faith to say that it's definitely a sign that, you know, Kobe's knee is not looking good.